I was in since April, maybe 2 months. They told me today, out of nowhere. I didn't even know I was getting released today. I'm feeling good that I'm out. I might just go see if my old buddies around. I was a little nervous, hoping that things didn't go bad.
Feels good to be out.
I did 72 days for a parole violation. I would love pizza, ribs, hot links, corn on the cob. But food is not the issue, you know what I mean? Survival is the whole main topic of it all. Survival.
I had been out at the bar all night drinking. I did like a $10 balloon. The paramedics told me that when they arrived, I was completely blue and not breathing.
This man OD'd. He is more purple than a dark plume. And all these people are just like, what do we do? What do we do?
Over 70,000 people overdosed last year. 85% of overdoses, somebody sees it.
Overdose death is preventable.
I'm Commander Cheryl Newman with Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Drug overdose is at crisis levels for people leaving prisons and jails, as well as throughout all of our communities. For those of you leaving custody, you're up to 40 times at greater risk of overdosing within the first 10 to 14 days after your release. This video will give you life-saving information about how to avoid overdoses and what you can do to save your life or the life of others who may have overdosed. Deaths involving fentanyl have become the leading cause of overdose and continue to rise every year. We're sending you home with your own naloxone kit, commonly referred to as Narcan, to help with preventing any opioid-related overdoses. Use this knowledge to keep yourself and your loved ones safe, and maybe even a stranger. When you leave our custody, the men and women of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department want to see you succeed, thrive, and live a long, healthy life. The information in this video will assist you on your journey.
Today we're going to be talking about some of the risk factors of overdosing and work with the naloxone to help save some lives in the community.
Naloxone is an opiate antagonist. Some people call it a blocker.
On the street, you'll hear it called Narcan. Naloxone and Narcan are the same thing.
Narcan. This is what will reverse an overdose.
It's totally safe. It doesn't do anything other than pull opiates out of your system.
It takes the opiate out instantaneously. That's awesome.
It's not habit forming, and if I were to use it right now, I wouldn't feel anything.
Narcan only works on opiates.
Oh, you got Norco, you got Dilaudid, you got heroin.
Me and my crowd call it negra.
Black tar and fentanyl.
OxyContin and oxycodone, methadone.
Hydrocodone, Vicodin.
And you got morphine, you got codeine, you got lean. All that's opiate. This is only gonna work on the opiates. It's not gonna work on any benzos, it's not gonna work on alcohol, it's not gonna work on meth, it's not gonna work on coke.
Valium, Xanax, Ativan, Molly, Klonopin.
It's not gonna do anything for those.
You've been inside, you've been clean, so your body's nice and clean, and all of a sudden it gets impacted.
When you come out of jail, you're fresh and clean. Most of the majority of people go straight to the same thing.
And the next thing you know, they're out and they die because they think they can take it all and they can't.
If people have recently been released from jail, rehab or detox or anything that has somebody away from drug use for a little while and then gets back into it.
You go into lockup, you're used to your tolerance being this high, and you come out and you're still thinking it's that high. It's not though, it comes down real quick. It's like a couple days.
What affects tolerance? Like
how much you use, how often you use.
Another risk factor would be mixing drugs or alcohol.
I would drink and then shoot heroin. That was my first OD. And then when I found fentanyl, it was just like one after another.
Every single batch of dope I've got in the last 3 weeks has had fentanyl in it.
If you have a tolerance for heroin through the roof, you could still OD on fentanyl. It's real easy.
People have found it in meth. People have found it in ecstasy, cocaine.
This fentanyl is going bad in Hollywood right now. They put it inside the crystal, and a lot of people is overdosing over it.
And then their health. Someone who is physically less strong is at higher risk.
People who use alone are at risk because there's no one to respond.
Never use heroin by yourself because you never know when you're gonna go out.
So recognizing an overdose.
Their skin color, they start looking gray or bluish.
The lips and the fingernail beds turn blue, so they have darker skin. It might be a kind of a grayish purple color.
Breath that is just abnormally shallow or non-existent.
Like it's not actually making its way into their lungs. It's this thing we call a death rattle, which is kind of a snoring sound. It's like,
When they don't respond, when you keep talking to them and nothing, and so then you know something is going on.
I just told you the funniest joke you've ever heard, but this guy didn't even laugh. And I look over and he's leaning back and he's like, and it's like that he's trying to breathe, but it's not really happening.
When you recognize these things, try to wake them up before you give them the Narcan.
So you would want to make sure that someone actually is overdosing.
are you all right? Excuse me, you okay? I'm gonna start pushing their shoulder. If they still don't respond, I'm gonna use the sternal rub.
Do you guys know what a sternal rub is? Sternal rub is when you take your middle finger, you, protrude it a little bit.
Knuckle like that. You're gonna reach over, you're gonna rub right there, you're gonna dig in, it hurts.
So this is like your sternum area. Once you rub it right here, that you can feel that automatically.
Yeah, with your knuckle, with like a closed fist.
It hurts.
Push hard. This isn't a back rub. This is to save your buddy. If that doesn't work, it's time to freaking take it up a notch and save this person's life.
First thing you would do, we'd call 911.
So when I call 911, I'm gonna say, I'm with somebody, they're not responding, they're not breathing.
Get them medical attention because you don't know what they took. It's just safer to have an ambulance come.
Before they changed the laws, you would never call the police or an ambulance because you're scared.
There's a Good Samaritan law, so you don't have to worry about the police showing up and arresting you for a $20 bag.
Basically, it's gonna look something like this.
This is naloxone, comes in a box like this.
These things, anybody can use.
So you take it out. You see this little nasal thing? It looks like if you were sick, your nasal spray. Open it, take it out, and you hold the sides. The bottom right here, you put your thumb on.
You lay them back, you tilt their head back.
Put the Narcan in his or her nose. Top of your fingertips needs to touch your person's nose to make sure that it's inside.
Squirt the nasal spray.
One spray.
It locks and it's done.
It only works one time. So once you click it, it won't come back out.
People ask, do they have to be breathing to inhale the medicine? And they don't. It gets absorbed in their membranes.
Typically after 2 minutes, they're gonna wake up.
If they're not responsive, there's always 2 in one box. You wait a few minutes, then you take the second one out and you do it again in the next nostril.
The longer your brain goes without oxygen, the less likely chance you're gonna survive. So we gotta get this person breathing immediately.
You're gonna lie them on their back. You're gonna tilt the head back, because if your head's like this, you can't breathe very well. You tilt the head back, put it back and get that mouth up, and then he's like, oh man, he's got a hot dog in there. You're gonna pull that out of there and make sure you get this block in the air. And then you're gonna blow into their mouth. You don't wanna like go crazy, like, it's just 2 regular breaths.
Breathe into their mouth twice. You wait 5 seconds and you breathe in their mouth again to keep the airflow going.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's for you to catch your breath. So you're doing
exactly. Rescue breathe for them so that they don't die while you're waiting for the paramedics to get there.
I ran out to the car, got my Narcan,
Boom, she raised up, didn't even know what was going on. She felt like going another round.
You don't know where you are, how you got there, what's happened. You lose time.
He wants his dope. He thinks he got ripped off. Oh, he doesn't remember anything.
Because 1 minute you're high, and the next minute you're not, and there's some dude standing over you, you're like, who's this?
You're instantly sick. And it takes a while for it to get out of your system.
Let them know that you gave them the naloxone and that it will wear off in about 35 to 40 minutes.
Those drug particles that were floating around in there, they could go back into there once naloxone wears off. Stick around for a couple hours.
Keep an eye on him. Wait for the paramedics to get there. Strongly advise them not to do any more opiates.
Stay with them for a good 2 hours afterwards, because this is going to wear off and all the drugs that they had done are going to come back down into their system.
He's kind of breathing at that point, so I'm gonna put him in the recovery position. I'm gonna roll him this way. I'm gonna put this arm in front of him, under his head, like a pillow. I'm gonna set that arm there so he doesn't roll. I'm gonna set this one back like that, and this leg like this, and I'm gonna roll him forward. He's not going anywhere. This is good for keeping somebody from rolling over onto their back and choking on their own vomit.
If you're leaving for whatever reason, you put them in that recovery position and you call 911 so the EMTs can get there and take care of that individual.
I've been through this before. It's a struggle.
I don't know what the future holds. Where am I gonna sleep now? You know, where am I gonna eat now? It's just one old big old question mark, you know? And I wanna get that question mark off of my life right now. I wanna walk without a question mark.
When I got out of jail, it was like my mind was kind of spinning around. Like literally, I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm going.
You know, adrenaline rush, fear, anxiety, just scared.
And the first thing someone asks you, they don't say hi, they say, hey, you wanna get high?
I could just, party once, when I get out because I did good for so long,
It's pretty easy to just fall back into old habits.
You're going to be clean. Darn close to the day you started using the first time.
Watch your intake fresh out of jail. Don't go back to using what you were using before you were in jail.
So just take baby steps all over again.
I don't ever use by myself. Just in case something does happen, then you have somebody there with you.
Even if you don't like the person that you're using with, it's better to be alive and annoyed than to be dead.
I'm going to be very happy to show it around where I'm going, where I'm living, because there are a lot of people that need this, and it will save a lot of them.
Anyone, whether they do heroin or not, or opiates or not, should be equipped with this Narcan.
I keep one in my purse. I mean, you never know. I could be walking to my car and somebody could be overdosed in the street.
Teach your friends how to use it just in case you were the one who needed it. And the more people who know how to use it, the more lives will be saved.
The fact that you can get Narcan for free is honestly a godsend.
You can get it at the pharmacy if you don't feel like going to a needle exchange. You can get it on your way out of jail. It's pretty readily available. Take advantage of that. Get some, keep it in your pocket, and if somebody overdoses, save their life.
My name's Terry McDonald. I'm the Chief Probation Officer in Los Angeles County. We all know that we've had a prevalence of overdose in the United States, and we simply don't want people to die. We want people to get to services and treatment. And so I encourage you to carry the drug with you. I assure you that carrying the drug is not a probation violation. And I assure you that if you end up saving a life using this drug, we understand and respect that.
Hey bro, yo, anybody in there?